Ignore her at your own risk. You may regret it. Hey everyone! In a world where silence means more than words and inner strength is quiet like a ninja's whisper, meet the Sigma female. She's not just any ordinary girl. She's a mix of mystery, toughness, and a bit of cheekiness. What does she do when a man gives her the cold shoulder? Does she sit and sulk with ice cream, feeling rejected? No, that's not her way. Instead, she uses that quiet to build her own creative space, painting her future with strokes of self-growth, achievement, and solid confidence. She makes a work of art that's her sweetest revenge. Get ready for an exciting journey into the world of Sigma females, where those overlooked turn into inspired, unstoppable women. Don't forget to like, comment your thoughts below, and share this video, because what you'll find here is going to be amazing. Now, without any more delays, let's dive into our exploration. Number 1. Overflowing with confidence. When a man ignores a Sigma female, her confidence actually grows. She becomes even more certain about herself and her qualities. It's as if she's saying, "I know what I'm worth, and I don't need someone else to tell me, especially someone who can't see it." This type of woman radiates confidence. She walks proudly, not looking for anyone else's approval or validation. She feels comfortable in her own skin and doesn't need others to make her feel good about herself. If someone ignores her, she doesn't get upset or insecure. Instead, she sees it as an opportunity to stand even taller. It becomes a personal challenge to show how great she is to others and to herself. She's not scared to be true to herself, even if it means she's different or doesn't fit typical societal expectations. Her confidence is evident in everything she does, from her career to her relationships, to how she presents herself every day. So, if a man overlooks her or doesn't give her the attention she should have, she isn't bothered. Instead, it just motivates her to continue being the strong, independent woman she is. She knows her value and won't let anyone else affect how she sees herself. That's the strength of a Sigma female. She's proudly herself, and nothing can lessen her sparkle. Number 2. Mastering indifference. Imagine this. There's this Sigma woman, right? She's in charge of her own life, managing everything with skill and a great playlist. Then, suddenly, this guy, Mr. Ignoramus, acts like she doesn't matter, like she's just in the background. Now, while others might get upset or point fingers, not our Sigma friend. She's too smooth for that. Instead of getting caught up in the drama, she pulls a smart move. She steps up her game. Think about it this way. When someone ignores her, it's like hitting snooze on an alarm clock. Does the alarm get sad if you ignore it? No, it just keeps going, ready to ring again later. That's just like our Sigma woman. She keeps going too. Being ignored becomes her stealthy advantage, her superpower. Even as Mr. Ignoramus is off doing who knows what, she's busy bettering herself, like she's got an exclusive membership to a self-improvement club. It's like a transformation scene in a movie, but instead of a new look, she's boosting her skills and pursuing her goals as if they're the last ice cream truck of the summer. And the best part? She's doing it all with a playful wink and a smile, knowing that her success is the ultimate payback. So, the next time someone tries to silence our Sigma sister, just watch what happens. While they're busy snoozing, she's out there taking on the world one brilliant step at a time. Number 3. Graceful distancing. When faced with being ignored, a Sigma female often chooses to keep a graceful distance. Instead of falling into anger or bitterness, she takes the high road and moves on with elegance. For her, it's not about seeking revenge or trying to get back at someone who overlooked her. It's about acknowledging her own value and not letting another person's actions control her feelings. So, instead of brooding in anger or thinking about what might have been, she simply walks away, head held high. She understands that her worth isn't determined by others' attention or approval, and she refuses to let anyone's indifference affect her self-esteem. By maintaining a graceful distance, she leaves the man wondering what he's missed. It's not about making him feel guilty or regretful. Rather, it's about giving him a chance to recognize what he's lost. However, she doesn't wait for him to realize his mistake. She's too occupied with her own growth and happiness to dwell on the past. If he ever does come back, she'll be ready not because she needs his validation, but because she's aware of her worth and expects nothing less than what she deserves. Ultimately, her graceful distancing isn't about winning or losing. It's about respecting herself and ensuring no one dims her light. That's truly a powerful move. Number 4. Flourishing on her own. A Sigma female excels at living life on her terms. She's like a one-woman show, confidently guiding life without anyone else's support. When a guy ignores her, it hardly makes a ripple in her day. She barely notices because she's too occupied thriving in her independence. She makes it abundantly clear to the man that his disregard doesn't touch her happiness or self-satisfaction. She's quite happy setting her own pace, thank you very much. To her, his indifference is as trivial as a pebble on the sidewalk, hardly worth noticing. This kind of woman radiates confidence as if it were her superpower. She's not sitting around waiting for someone to make her feel complete or to affirm her value. No, she's entirely self-sufficient, and she's proud to display it. Her independence is more than just a quality. It's what defines her. She's like a lone wolf, moving through life with confidence and resolve. And if a guy fails to recognize that, it's his loss. So if a man overlooks her or doesn't appreciate the incredible person she is, she doesn't spend her time trying to change his mind. Instead, she continues living her best life, showing to everyone just how remarkable she is, with or without him. Number 5. Letting success shout. Instead of sinking to revenge, a Sigma female lets her achievements speak for themselves. She doesn't waste time plotting retaliation or getting caught up in trivial conflicts. Instead, she focuses her energy on excelling in every area of her life, whether it's advancing in her career, pursuing personal goals, or embracing positive changes. She's committed to her quest for success, and when she reaches her goals, it feels like a definitive statement. Her accomplishments serve as the ultimate response. She avoids petty disputes or seeking approval from those who underestimate her. Her successes shout louder than any argument could. It's a bold demonstration of her value and skills. By concentrating on her personal growth and achievements, she not only disproves her skeptics, but also motivates others to follow her example. She embodies the idea that perseverance and determination can conquer any challenge. Even when underestimated by others, she never doubted herself. She was confident that success was bound to follow if she remained true to herself and kept striving. Ultimately, her success is her sweetest revenge, proving her strength, resilience, and relentless drive. With each achievement, she quiets her doubters and secures her position in the world. That's the impact of letting success do the talking. Number 6. Self-improvement as a response. For a Sigma female, being ignored by a guy is hardly a setback. Instead, she views it as a perfect chance to double down on her own development. It's like extra motivation for her journey of self-improvement. She redirects her energy into deepening her engagement with her passions, be it her career, hobbies, or personal interests, diving into these activities with full dedication. Rather than indulging in self-pity, she's busy sharpening her skills and enhancing her allure. Every day is a mission to become the best version of herself. She constantly challenges her limits, never settling for the ordinary. Once she commits to a goal, nothing can stop her. She absorbs knowledge and experiences like a sponge, and each obstacle only strengthens her resolve to advance. She understands that true growth comes from facing challenges head-on. As she continues to invest in herself, she becomes increasingly captivating, not just to others, but to herself as well. She exudes confidence and self-assurance, aware that her value doesn't hinge on anyone else's approval. So, although a moment of being ignored might briefly sting, she doesn't let it distract her. Instead, she uses it as a spur to enhance herself further. Ultimately, this self-improvement serves as her best revenge, affirming to herself and everyone else that she is truly unstoppable. Number 7. Choosing her battles. When ignored or overlooked, a Sigma female often chooses selective engagement instead of reacting heatedly. Rather than being drawn into emotional or verbal conflicts, she simply steps back. For her, it's not about proving herself right or seeking revenge. It's about safeguarding her own emotional health. She values her energy too much to spend it on someone who fails to recognize her worth. Instead of exerting time and effort on those who don't appreciate her, she prefers to be around people who truly value and uplift her. These people acknowledge her strengths, celebrate her achievements, and cherish her company. By opting out of toxic or unrewarding situations, she isn't running away or admitting defeat. Rather, she's taking charge of her happiness and ensuring that no one else controls her self-esteem. It's a strong act of self-respect and self-care. She understands her value and refuses to settle for less than she deserves. Ultimately, her choice of selective engagement isn't about cutting ties or harboring bitterness. It's about establishing boundaries, honoring herself, and investing in positive, supportive relationships. This approach isn't just smart, it's essential for maintaining her well-being and dignity. Number 8. Finding freedom in disregard. When a man ignores her, the Sigma female doesn't view it as a setback. She sees it as an opportunity for freedom. His neglect becomes her ticket to liberation. Far from feeling hurt or rejected, she embraces this moment as a chance to release any attachments or dependencies. It feels like shedding an old skin and stepping into a new phase of her life. His indifference signals to her the time to cut any ties that were holding her back, providing a moment of clarity where she realizes she doesn't need anyone else to affirm her worth or existence. With this realization as her driving force, she wholeheartedly welcomes her newfound freedom. Freed from others' expectations or judgments, she's able to steer her own path and seek her own joy. This liberation extends beyond just distancing herself from him. It's about breaking free from her own self-imposed limits. She views this as a chance for personal growth and exploration. Without the burden of seeking his attention or approval, she dives into new interests, pursues her dreams, and works on becoming her best self. Each day is filled with new possibilities and adventures. She's eager to step out of her comfort zone and take risks. Though his neglect was the trigger, her liberation is completely her own achievement. As she embraces this newfound independence, she exudes empowerment that is utterly compelling. She stands as a formidable figure, self-sufficient, robust, and unapologetically herself. His loss becomes her greatest win. Number 9. Turning neglect into power. When a man overlooks her, it might seem like he's underestimating her, but the Sigma female doesn't dwell on that. Instead, she turns the situation around and uses his disregard as a springboard for her success. She views it as a chance to prove her grit to him and everyone else. Rather than focusing on being ignored, she pours her energy into achieving success in surprising ways. With resilience and adaptability, she faces challenges boldly, astonishing everyone with her persistence. She doesn't let his indifference slow her down. It motivates her to strive even harder. When she achieves success, it feels like a sweet victory, validating her capabilities not just to herself, but also to any doubters. Whether it's excelling in her career, mastering a new skill, or overcoming hurdles, she demonstrates her ability to excel under pressure. Her success is a powerful reminder that she should not be underestimated. She's a force, determined, inventive, and unstoppable. While his neglect might have been unexpected, her success is deliberate. She uses his indifference as fuel to drive herself forward, attaining greatness on her own terms. Ultimately, it's not just about disproving him, it's about affirming herself. The Sigma woman doesn't waste time on revenge or seeking validation from those who don't see her value. Ignored by the ignorant, she rises magnificently, propelled by her ambition and self-confidence. With every step, she leaves a trail of success and assurance, showing the world her true strength. To all the indifferent out there, while you overlook her, she's busy conquering the world one formidable step at a time. And remember, her quiet success speaks louder than any dismissal, a clear message that her brilliance is undeniable. 10. Unwavering determination. When a man decides to overlook her, the Sigma female doesn't falter, she fortifies. It's like turning a cold shoulder into a stepping stone. Picture her standing firm like a lighthouse amid a stormy sea. While others might shrink, she stands taller, her resolve steeled by the winds of indifference. Ignorance from others doesn't dampen her spirit, it ignites it. With every challenge, she's not just surviving, she's thriving. Her determination is her armor, and her spirit is her sword. She crafts her path with such relentless passion that her very footsteps become lessons in persistence. So, as the man fades into the background of her grand narrative, she shines ever brighter, a beacon of tenacity and unstoppable will. 11. Joyful independence. Let's flip the script. Instead of angst or despair when ignored, our Sigma heroine celebrates. Imagine her delight in the solitude that comes from being underestimated. She dances in the freedom of her own space, turning what could be a lonely moment into a celebration of self-sufficiency. With a joyful heart, she savors the sweetness of doing things on her terms, her life a vibrant festival of independence. Each day is a parade, and she is the Grand Marshal, leading with a baton of joyous autonomy. She doesn't need the crowd's applause. Her own cheer is enough to sustain her spirit. In this festival of life, she realizes that being overlooked isn't a setback. It's the invitation to the VIP party of her own making. Thanks for watching until the end. As always, until next time.